So, let's talk about something. It feels like everyone is chasing digital gold, right? Hunting for that next viral hit or the next big software idea. But what if I told you the real fortunes, the truly stable empires, are being built offline? We're talking about tangible, touchable assets, incredible in-person experiences, and businesses built brick by brick, not byte by byte. So let's dive into this blueprint for what I'm calling unplugged profit. I mean, does this hit close to home for you? That feeling of being on a treadmill, endlessly creating content, constantly fighting with algorithms that change on a whim, and just feeling like you're shouting into a void. It's a huge frustration for so many people trying to build something online. But what if there's another path? And that really is the big question we're digging into today. In a world completely obsessed with screens and virtual everything, we're going to pull back the curtain on a quiet revolution that's happening right under our noses. A movement where smart entrepreneurs are building massive wealth by investing in things you can actually touch, see, and experience. Okay, so first things first, let's really diagnose the problem. Why does the online dream feel, well, kind of broken for so many people these days? The simple truth is, the whole system is just overloaded. Just think about your own behavior for a second. How many tabs do you have open right now? How many apps are sending you notifications? The internet has become so incredibly saturated with content, with ads, with everything, that our attention has been shattered into a million little pieces. It's getting harder and harder to actually get noticed. Now, here's where it gets kind of wild, because all these issues create this vicious cycle. The oversaturation leads to fragmented attention. And because nobody can focus, we become completely dependent on these mysterious, unpredictable algorithms just to get our message out. And how do you feed those algorithms? You jump on the content treadmill, this hamster wheel of constant creation that, more often than not, just burns you out long before it ever builds you up. It's absolutely exhausting. But here's the cool part. As a direct reaction to all this digital noise, something really powerful is bubbling up to the surface. People are starting to crave real, authentic connection and real-world experiences more than they have in decades. And this, my friends, is the dawn of the unplugged profit revolution. We're all feeling it, aren't we? That sense of digital fatigue. It's more than just being sick of looking at a screen. It's this deep human need to connect with the physical world and with each other in a tangible way. And for an entrepreneur, that need creates a massive, massive opportunity. So who's the hero of the story? It's the unplugged entrepreneur. Now, this isn't about being anti-technology. Not at all. It's about being pro-human connection. It's about building a business on a solid foundation of real-world assets and unforgettable experiences that a digital download or an online course simply cannot replicate. All right, let's get into the first big idea here, and we'll start with something we all get, real estate. But we're going to look at it in a completely new light, not just as a place to live, but as a platform for connection, community, and incredible experiences. This slide just lays it out so perfectly. The old way of thinking was about shelter, four walls and a roof, but the new model, it's about creating an experience. You're not just renting an apartment, you're building a co-living space for remote workers with a built-in community. And that last part, the active community building, that is the absolute key. It creates loyalty that a traditional landlord could only dream of. And look, these aren't just some pie-in-the-sky ideas. These are actual, profitable businesses people are building right now. Glamping sites tap into our desire to be in nature, but with comfort. Unique event venues become the backdrop for unforgettable memories. Each one of these takes a physical space and turns it into a hub, for a tribe, for a community. And that's the perfect segue into our second major pillar, the experiences themselves. Because let's be honest, in a world where we have an abundance of digital stuff, a unique in-person experience has become the new definition of luxury. This comparison right here is everything. An online course, sure, it's scalable, but it's often a lonely journey with pretty low engagement. Now compare that to an immersive weekend retreat. It's high touch, it forges real relationships, and because it is genuinely transformative for the people who attend, it can command a premium price that a digital product almost never can. You're selling a real breakthrough, not just another download. So what's the secret sauce here? Well, it's all built on a foundation of exclusivity and high-touch service. Whether you're running a curated retreat for artists or an immersive workshop for programmers, you are selling a memory, you're selling a transformation, you're selling a community. And that creates a powerful emotional bond that no algorithm can ever replicate. Okay, so I'm hoping by now you're seeing the massive potential here, but you're probably asking, how does the money actually work? And how could I really get started building my own unplugged empire? Let's get into the blueprint. Just look at these metrics, especially that top line, customer acquisition cost. Digital companies have to burn through cash on ads just to get noticed in all the noise. But for an incredible offline experience, your best marketing is powerful, authentic word of mouth. Think about it.
When a friend tells you a retreat changed their life, that carries so much more weight than any ad you'll ever see. Your customers literally become your sales team.
And your income doesn't have to come from just one place either. This is huge. You can really diversify your revenue streams. Premium tickets are the biggest piece of the pie, of course. But then you can add subscription models for recurring events, sell physical products on site, and even rent your unique venue out during its downtime. It's a much more robust business model.
So what's your game plan? How do you actually get started in 2026? It really boils down to these 4 steps. First, just look around you and find a real need in the physical world that isn't being met. Second, design a tangible offer, a space, an event, an experience that perfectly solves that need. Third, and this is crucial, start building your community offline before you even launch. And then you're ready to go.
At the end of the day, this isn't about abandoning the digital world completely. It's about rebalancing our focus. The biggest opportunities over the next few years might not be in some far-off metaverse, but right here, in the real world, right in front of all of us. The only question left is, what will you build?